Well, look who's turned up for a little bit of schlop. Well, today I thought we would go back in time, specifically back to HOI4 1.33, which apparently came out February 22nd, 2017 at 1953. I have no idea how accurate that actually is. Now, I did want to go back to HOI4 1.00, but on Steam, every time I actually try to go back that far, the game would just endlessly crash. So this is about as far back as I could go with the game actually launching. If you can't tell, it's actually, I'm assuming, where the Together for Victory DLC actually came out, which was obviously one hell of a game changer for HOI4. And I thought we'd go back and just see what's different. I mean, first off, a lot less countries to pick from. Oh, it's going to be very funny looking back at a few of these focus trees, that's for damn certain. Oh, heck, even the map looks different. I mean, look how lumpy it is. That looks like you got a little bit of a case of leprosy, HOI4. I thought it might be interesting, since I used to actually do it every Nostalgia November, where I'd go back to like HOI4 1.0 and actually have a game through, see how things have changed. But that was a long time ago I've done that now. And we did kind of cover this in a way when I was doing the old save games I found, but not quite far back enough, I think. First things first, let's just have a little quick look at the map. There's obviously a lot of differences. One of the ones that is kind of new is that Manchuria doesn't actually start off as a Japanese-owned land anymore. That came a little bit after, I think, with this patch, potentially. Oh yeah, look at that as well. We also got Old Mao in charge. That's pretty damn funny. I forgot that was even a thing. And look at that, they've also got a little bit more land down there. We also don't just have every nation in South America being El Generico. There are still a few, like Paraguay right there, and I think I saw one over, yeah, there you go. Oh, actually, I found one in Cuba as well, and Haiti, and the Dominican Republic. You know, he gets around. He's a man of many talents. Ooh, we also don't have any impassable terrain. I remember when they actually added this, and it was such a game changer, because I'm not going to play through the game today. I might let it run for a little bit, let the AI do a bit of fun, but if you actually play currently and you do the African campaign, the AI will just walk through all this land. And if you never played HOI4 back in the day, it does not go well to walk through this land. Trying to see if there are any other subtle map changes. Obviously, we have quite a few in the nations on the map, like Belgium just shows the Congo. That's a recent one. The Graveyard of Empires lag machine is not here yet. Anyway, though, let's get inside the game here and see what we're working with. Oh, yeah, also, we only have 3 difficulty choices right here: Recruit, Regular, or Veteran. And the custom difficulty, well, that is all you get to work with. Now, I do also want to check out the 1939 start date as well, but we'll have a look through here first and see all the fun stuff we can find, because I'm assuming a lot of people didn't actually join, you know, get on the HOI4 bandwagon back in 2016 when the game released. I'm assuming, though, some of you did get involved around a few of the early years in 2017, maybe 2018, so this could be a bit of an interesting look for you to see where this game has come from. And oh boy, there is no better way to signify how far this game has come than clicking on an airport. Look at the old air system. Let me see if I can figure out how you even do this. So instead of just having the air just as a little stack there on the airport, they're instead over here, and then you need to move them into the air zone that you'd like them to project into. Then you actually put their mission on. Oh, it was terrible. Absolutely terrible. You know, it is actually back in the day where you could intercept and air supremacy at the same time. That was actually a recent change in the, I guess, HOI4 terms of things. But yeah, I'm so glad this got changed. Oh god, I guess it is kind of cool to actually, you know, have a list of all your air down here. But man, this was a absolutely horrendous system. Oh yeah, also no stability or war support. Instead, we just have national unity. How unified are you? Well, I guess I'm 75% unified. King George V is giving me a good portion of that. Oh yeah, here's another one as well. Navy is not what it is in HOI4 currently. I can't actually even remember too much about how it used to work. It's pretty similar, but still very different. You can, for the most part, kind of see what it would evolve into later in the development of HOI4 with various DLCs and patches and stuff like that. But yeah, it's definitely a proto version of it. What's actually even more interesting is, look at that, there are no sea zones, there are just sea tiles. So, oh boy, did we have a bad time dealing with submarines back in the day. Another thing I want to point out as well is if you actually just go to the government tab here, things are very different. First off, there's no actual way to get army experience outside of training. Usually, there were 2 patches that updated this. You actually now just get it from your army, you know, chief of staff. But before then, it was actually split between your generals, and then before that, it was this system where they don't give you anything at all. And the only way you can actually get army XP is obviously by using your army, and then also just training them. But guess what? Where's the training button? Oh, it's up here! Oh, it's all so funny. You know, I'm actually surprised the battle plan, like, aggression thing is actually even in the game. That must have come a lot earlier than I remember. Oh, I mean, they've got the battle plan, like, speed thing, but they don't have the shift click to select all units. So, oh man, I do not remember that not being there. Oh, is this actually before they changed the field marshals too? Yep, it's before they changed the field marshals. So, with this system, you actually have no limit at all to the amount of units you can put under a field marshal. So, Bernard Montgomery can have every single one of your troops, which is just absolutely hilarious. Also, I don't think you can level up your generals. They just sort of get traits on their own potentially, or they just start with them. I can't remember how the system works at all. Oh yeah, here's a real painful one though. The old equipment screen. Back when you actually only had a limit of 15 factories you could put on your equipment, but you know, as a plus, you can actually put a full amount of naval dockyards on your navy now. Oh yeah, look at that. You can't drag them around. If you want to move them up and down, you're gonna have to click these little arrows, and then I think you can. Yeah, you can do a little bit of shift clicking up to the top though and the bottom. I mean, yeah, they've treated us a bit there. Now, if you're a late adopter to HOI4, I guarantee already you're panicking. Like, how do I get my land doctrine? Where is it? Where do I get it? I can't click it. It should be right there. Well, don't worry. You actually get your land doctrine by researching it. I guess that was kind of the plus side of not actually getting any army XP. You do just go ahead and research your doctrine, which I'm not sure if I prefer the system. No, I definitely hate this. Yeah, actually, I think there was like an old glitch you could do where you just switch your equipment or something. Like, you switch your land doctrine like this, and there you go. It would just automatically, that's an old glitch. It's still in. But yeah, you could just freely change your land doctrine just by doing that, and it would instantly research it for you. Actually crazy as well. If you actually just look at the, the big part of the research trees here, they're actually not too dissimilar from what we have in the game in the bulk of them. Now, obviously, there are a few really big changes, specifically with Navy and also air, and I guess your armor as well, but your infantry, your artillery, and also your industry, all the same, really. Engineering, though, is completely different from these things right here. Before the spy networks are actually in, this is how you'd get extra intel on your enemies right here, just by doing these tags. I think if you play without man the guns though, this is still the same screen that you get. I could be wrong there. It might just merge the cruiser tech together, but yeah, look, obviously light cruisers and heavy cruisers are separate. Yeah, obviously you can't design them, which is kind of very nostalgic for me in a lot of ways. The air screen as well, very, very different. Obviously now we just we have the air designer, so it's also weird having strat bombers and stuff be over here on the right, because that is, where all the modules are and stuff like that. But yeah, kind of weird. And the old tank designer system. So if you actually look at the tanks here, and then you look at the side of them here, this is how you actually get the variants to, say, the light tank. We can get ourselves the AT, the SPG, or the AA version of them. And again, if you don't have whatever DLC added the tank designer to the game, I have no idea. Probably the Italian one or something. I cannot remember to save my life. It should actually still look like this, I think. I also love support companies. Has anything changed? Now, here's the real interesting part, all right? Focus trees. Look at this bad boy. You know, the worst thing is I just kind of instinctively went to zoom in and out there to get a good look at the thing. But yep, can't do that. That's not been invented yet. So if you're ever wondering if there's going to be a British tree rework, yeah, 100%. Considering they still just have the majority of their focus tree that started in the game, I reckon they're probably going to change this at some point. Since the British never got a rework tree, they just had stuff added to their tree. You can actually just see for the most part all the same focuses without the expansion, and there's not too much really to say about that. Oh man, here's the whole Japanese tree before they got a rework. Yeah, I could have sworn there used to be like a Pearl Harbor focus where you could actually get a strike on the US, but that might be before this, funnily enough. Yeah, I could be wrong. They do have the strike the US one right there, but I could have sworn maybe it was like Road to 56 or something like that, because obviously a lot of my old HOI4 kind of merged with those early mods, but I could have sworn there was a focus where the US would have to actually have ships in port. You know what? Swimmy, do your research. But yeah, if I could go back even further, I would check it, but I literally cannot go back that far at the moment without the game constantly crashing. There is a way you could actually play old HOI4, but it's going to have to require you doing a bit of finicking in places where you can find old versions of the game listed for download. But this is a slot video. We don't really, we don't put that much effort in. But look, there you go. Stage Q. Yeah, boost party popularity. Remember those features? I definitely do. Yeah, old Japanese focus tree. A lot of people don't actually know Japan did actually get a rework focus tree, and this was the old one, and it is just as horrendous as the current one, really. Oh yeah, obviously, China has absolutely nothing. Manchuria got nothing. Communist China is just a hilarious shape, by the way. I love this so much. There he is, old Mao Zedong, before he got his luscious locks flowing in the wind, and time took that away from him. You know, actually, I think there's a real interesting mechanic with the PRC as well. If you go ahead and boost in Communist China, I'll probably do it in a second here. You know what, I'll just do it right now. I'll just tag over to all the communist people and boost China real quick, just so you can see what I mean, and then we'll go from 5 speed. So unless I'm horrendously misremembering this, and look how quick they're actually just going communist there, because I just tag switched everyone over to flip them. But yeah, if I'm misremembering this, it might be in a later patch or something like that, but if you boosted in China, eventually parts of their provinces will just start flipping to you. I'll run it through and we'll see what happens, just in case I'm schizoing out here. Oh, we actually have an event here? I don't remember this at all. So we got the Kuomintang launch a offensive. I guess we'll confront them. I'm not sure what that means for us. We won. We got some manpower. No, we lost some manpower and got some political power. Wow, wowee, Mao. Oh yeah, whilst I'm just speeding through here. So look, no decision tab. That's not been invented yet. Victory in Hubei. Clash with Nationalist Army. Starts a border war. And our map has stripes on it. And there you go. It took a little while. Oh, it actually knocks off a bit of their communist percentage. But yeah, look, provinces will just randomly flip to you. And that's how you used to do it back in the day. Definitely a very weird little gimmick. I'm not sure if that's still in the code. I'm going to go ahead and say probably not. But it would be funny if you could just get your spy agency to do that. Although I don't think it would be as quick as we've done it today. Oh, here's an interesting one. Let's go look at the Soviet focus tree here. And oh my, I don't remember it being like this. Man, this is bad. I mean, in all fairness, like every focus tree is pretty bad, but I don't remember the Soviet one being just this bad. German one doesn't look that bad. I guess, I mean, we're pretty familiar with this because this just again got expanded on with Waking the Tiger, I think it was. It got randomly thrown on their alt history path, so we're more used to seeing the old German focus tree. It was only changed very recently. But here's one that has definitely changed. It's the Italian tree, which at one point was the worst focus tree in the game. But now looking back at it, I mean, it doesn't look that bad, right? I mean, it doesn't look that bad, you know, a piece of garbage swimming in the ocean of garbage. French tree is also kind of the same, you know, you can see a lot of the focuses that just got an expansion, really, not a whole rework, and it don't look too bad. Spanish tree, though, not quite there yet. Ooh, US tree as well. You know, it's actually just really weird, like how the map has changed. It just looks very lumpy currently, doesn't it? Like real lumpy. So yeah, US tree just got a minor little rejig about whenever they got it. I think it was Man the Guns. A lot of those DLCs blend in my mind, so I'm not 100% sure, but you can still see a lot of the focuses that are still in the game to this day. And obviously they expanded quite a bit, but I still recognize the majority of them. So there's not really anything funny or, you know, weird to point out for the most part. I guess these are kind of weird with the Monroe Doctrine, where you just get yourself ideology drift defense and you boost democracy in a few, well, actually it's pretty much all of the countries in the Americas. And then you also have Pax Americana there, which is actually what allows you to intervene in the Americas with the Monroe Doctrine because of your guarantees. It's kind of weird. You actually have to do that by going down your focus tree, actually. But that's how it goes. I love at the bottom as well. Black Chamber operations. You start a civil war in Argentina and Mexico. Truly American. With all the Together for Victory trees that got added in this patch, nothing's actually changed. Obviously, they did change one thing for the Canadian tree, which is getting rid of this mutually exclusive, which allows you to both get rid of the Great Depression and also your manpower issues now as Canada. But oh boy, I guarantee not a lot's changed with the South African, Australian, and New Zealand trees in the slightest. Although saying that, I mean, something definitely changed with the British Raj tree, I could tell you that much. For the good or worse, we're not too sure. We're still figuring it out. Also, another little interesting tidbit is that puppets didn't even exist. Neither did having any sort of management of your subjects. That was added in this DLC, which is kind of really weird to think about, especially if you do get a hold of that early copy of HOI4 and actually go in there, because, yeah, you don't own Canada or anything like that. They're just in your faction. Oh yeah, here's one as well. Poland also gets a little focus tree, and I think, someone could correct me on this, but you only actually get this focus tree if you did the weird pre-order thing. I can't remember what it was, but it was like an extra for the game that you could buy, and it is actually listed as a DLC when you launch the game up as well. So I could be wrong there, and maybe you get like base tree, just the normal, you know, neutral tree, or you do actually get this Polish one if you have that DLC. I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong, but yeah, this is the old Polish tree. And if you actually just look around with the nations we have right now, the US has a focus tree, Canada has a focus tree, the British, French, Germans, Polish, the Soviets, the Italians, obviously South Africa and the other Commonwealth countries have one, and Japan. And that are all the focus trees in the game. It's very, very weird. I gotta say that much, looking back at like old HOI4 now and seeing how far we have come. It obviously doesn't feel like you come very far if you just play the game nowadays, but boy, this is a completely different game in a lot of regards. Another thing as well is that this game runs incredibly slow. I'm not too sure as well when they fixed the slowdown in the game. It did, I think it came, oh, we got another province. Look at that, we just split China in half. I'm not too sure when they optimized the game to be faster, but I remember as well, around like 1939, maybe even 1940, the game would really slow down, and I can actually already feel a lot of the lag as well. I think if I was, you know, going this fast, 5 speeding in a current HOI game, it'd probably up to be like 1938 already, where it was stuck right now in 1937. And obviously, even just like moving the camera around here, you can really feel that lag as the game tries to work. Now, I don't think there's too much else I have to show off, at least in this version of HOI. We're going to go into the 1939 start date just for a quick second here, just to show off one more thing though, because if you actually, you know, think about it too much, 1939 start date is the one thing in HOI4 that has kind of not changed. But here we are, man. It's actually exactly how I remember it in the current game. I guess there was actually a bit more of an incentive to play in the 1939 start date as well back in the day, because oh boy, again, you know, if you didn't have a great PC, and I used to play on like a laptop at one point, I guess when the game came out, this game was a tough nut to crack, really. It was pretty damn laggy. But yeah, the one thing I did want to show off is Germany actually has a really weird thing. So with the old air designer, obviously you just put your XP into it and it creates a variant, and you can have your little nodules go up to level 5. But Germany, for whatever reason, I don't know why they put this in as a little bit extra, but you have the JU-86, and this thing has reliability level 10 just as a thing. I'm not entirely sure if that would even count into anything, if they actually, you know, did put the ranges that far ahead that you could just go over the integer, I guess. But yeah, it's just a weird little thing that's just stuck with me in terms of HOI4 trivia. I'm not even entirely sure if they meant for you to find it, or maybe it's just like a weird little niche Easter egg. I don't even think this thing has better stats than the tank bomber that comes after it. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and say no, it doesn't, like, at all, even with all the upgrades. But yeah, it's very just odd they just put that randomly up to level 10. But that is old HOI4, really, and it's weird little niche intricacies. And nothing else I really want to show you here. It was a quick little look at old HOI4, seeing where things have gone, and well, I should say where things have been removed from the game, things have been added to the game. It's a very weird thing to look back at, like old HOI4. I think I really need to do this for EU4. Go have a look at old EU4, because I used to love EU4 in like the first 2 years, and then I just got really sick of it. So maybe I could go back and see if I got any little nostalgia tickles for that game too. Oh boy, yeah, this definitely fills me with a lot of nostalgia, brings back a lot of memories. I'm not too sure when you guys actually hopped on HOI4, but let me know in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this slop and a weird look at HOI4, if you were never around back in the day, what'd you think? would you give it a go? I wouldn't. If I was looking at it now, I definitely wouldn't give it a go. But alas, leave a like, subscribe, slop.